Have you ever been cruising down the freeway, minding your own business, when suddenly you roll up behind some gigantic, spotless pickup truck that looks like it costs more than your entire house? You know exactly which one I mean. Chrome shining like it got polished by angels, seats wrapped in leather that probably cost more than your car payment, and a price tag big enough to give any sane person chest pain. And here's the wild part. The person driving it? Half the time, they make less money than you do. So what's happening here? How are everyday people, regular 9 to 5 workers, managing to drive vehicles that should require billionaire income levels to purchase? My name's Henry, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about personal finance and why people make the money choices they make. If you've ever wondered how your neighbor is cruising around in a $75,000 truck while complaining about the cost of eggs, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It helps explain this bizarre reality we're living in. Before we dig into how people pull this off, let's talk about the scale of the problem, because the numbers are insane. The average payment for a brand new car in the U.S. has blasted into territory that would have been considered pure fantasy 10 years ago. We're talking monthly car payments that rival people's rent checks. And yet, month after month, millions of people are driving off dealer lots in vehicles that cost more than the median household's entire annual income. Now here's the twist. These aren't millionaires. They aren't crypto heroes or lottery winners. They're teachers, nurses, office workers, retail employees, normal people living normal lives who somehow think they've figured out how to afford a luxury model price tag. The truth? There's a whole financial machine engineered to make impossible payments look affordable. And if you understand how this system works, you can avoid trapping yourself in a financial mistake that haunts you for the next decade. Let's start with the biggest question. Were people actually paying? Because when I tell people the averages, they swear I'm lying. Right now, the average new car payment is over $700 a month. Not for a luxury car, not for a sports car, just a regular new car. But trucks and SUVs? That's where things get spicy. Payments of $900, $1,000, even $1,200 a month have become common. By the time someone finishes paying off that loan, they've easily spent $80,000 plus, and that doesn't even include insurance, gas, maintenance, or repairs. You might be thinking, well, Nick, maybe people are earning more money now. And if that's what you're thinking, I'm about to crush your optimism. Median incomes have gone up a little, sure, but not even close to fast enough to justify these payments using any normal financial logic. So how are people doing it? It comes down to a series of financial tricks that have completely reshaped how Americans buy cars. And none of these tricks are good for the buyer. 1. Loan terms that stretch into the future. Remember when a car loan was 36 months? Maybe 48 if you were really pushing it? Yeah, those days are gone. 6-, 7-, and 8-year car loans are the standard now. Some lenders are offering 10-year loans, which honestly feels like a plot from a horror movie. But the advantage is obvious. Stretch the loan long enough, and the monthly payment shrinks. So that $60,000 truck that would have been $1,400 a month over 4 years becomes $850 to $900 when stretched over 8. The monthly number looks reasonable. But the total cost? That's where the pain lives. That $900 payment over 8 years adds up to $86,000, roughly $14,000 more than the shorter loan. So people end up paying luxury car money for a vehicle that's barely worth half that by the time it's paid off. By year 5 or 6, most people owe way more than the vehicle is worth. This is called negative equity, and it's the financial quicksand of car ownership. 2. 0% APR and other financing magic tricks. Dealerships love flashing giant 0% interest banners. It sounds like free money. It feels like free money. It is not free money. The cost of that financing is baked right into the sticker price. If you take the 0% loan, you're paying full price for the vehicle. If you want a discount, you'll pay a normal or high interest rate. You don't get both. And the people who actually qualify for 0% APR, those with great credit, the ones who could afford to pay cash anyway. Everyone else gets hit with 6%, 7%, even 12% interest on long-term loans. 3. The trade-in cycle that never ends. This is where people get trapped. The average buyer doesn't keep their car for the full loan term. After 3 or 4 years, they want something newer. But because their loan is so long, they still owe more than the car is worth. So what happens? They roll that negative equity into a new loan. So if they owe $6,000 more than the car is worth, that $6,000 just gets slapped on top of the price of their next vehicle. They're paying for cars they don't own anymore, inside loans they can't escape, inside cycles they don't even understand. 4. The social pressure and identity marketing. This might be the most powerful force in the whole system. Car companies don't sell transportation. They sell identity. Your truck is who you are. Your SUV is your status. Your car is your personality. Drive this, and people will think you're successful. Drive that, and people will know you work hard. Drive this one, and you're the rugged, outdoorsy type. Never mind that the most off-roading many of these trucks ever see is parking on a gravel lot at a county fair. People don't buy vehicles. They buy stories about who they want to be. And stories are expensive. The real budget gymnastics. Here's where it gets dark. Even with the tricks above, $800 to $1,200 a month is a lot of money. So people start reorganizing their entire lives around their car payment. They move to cheaper apartments. They skip vacations. They avoid restaurants. They take second jobs. They work weekends doing rideshare to pay for the same truck they're driving to deliver food. It becomes a weird form of financial captivity. Others cash out retirement accounts, borrow from 401ks, or put maintenance and gas on credit cards. Some take personal loans or home equity loans to cover negative equity or down payments. They're borrowing against their future to pay for their current car. Multiple car payments at once. Many families don't have just one extreme car payment. They have 2 or 3. Dad has his truck. Mom has her SUV. The teenager has a car. Suddenly, the family is spending more on cars than on housing. It's like running a tiny and profitable rental car company in your driveway. Insurance, maintenance, fuel, the hidden costs. Insurance on a big truck can cost $200 to $300 a month. For families with multiple vehicles, insurance alone can hit $500 plus monthly. Maintenance is brutal too. $900 brake jobs, $1,200 tire replacements, $5,000 transmissions, $10,000 engine repairs, and then fuel, $300 to $500 monthly for many trucks. People are draining their savings or going into debt for basic upkeep. The math nobody wants to do. Let's run a realistic example of what this really costs. Someone buys a $55,000 truck with a 7-year loan at 6%. Payment, $800. Insurance, $250. Gas, $350. Maintenance, $15,000 total over 7 years. When you add it all up, over 7 years, they will spend $130,000 plus on transportation and end up with a truck worth maybe $15,000. This is not transportation. This is a slow-motion wealth explosion in reverse. If instead they had invested that $800 each month, they'd have over $70,000 in 7 years. Automotive Stockholm Syndrome. Once someone locks into one of these giant payments, something psychological happens. They become emotionally attached to their car payment. Suggest a cheaper car? They take it personally. They defend their vehicle like it's a family member, even if it's destroying their finances. The car industry knows this. They've engineered their entire sales system around it. Dealers focus on the monthly payment, the lifestyle, the status, the fantasy, not the cost. Closing. So when you see someone driving a vehicle that costs more than your house, remember, they're probably rearranging their entire life to pay for it. They might love how they look behind the wheel, but they're eating cereal for dinner to afford it. And suddenly, that dependable used car sitting in your driveway, it doesn't look so bad anymore.